Okay, it is also defined as the effective swept volume to the swept volume, and in other way we can define free air delivered to the swept volume. Free air delivered are nothing but effective swept volume, that is V1 minus V4 divided by swept volume is Vs. So we can also define this volumetric efficiency in terms of clearance ratio, where K is the clearance ratio. It is defined as the ratio of clearance volume to the swept volume, K equal to Vc by Vs. Okay, so in terms of clearance volume, the volumetric efficiency is 1 plus K minus K into pressure ratio power 1 by N. Even I can write in terms of volume ratio V1 by V2 also. Okay, and the swept volume we can write in n number of ways. It depends upon the output units we require. If you want swept volume in terms of meter cube per revolution, it is pi by 5 d square into L. If I want swept volume in terms of meter cube per minute, then I need to multiply with number of working strokes. So pi by 5 d square L gives the meter cube per revolution, and this NW is nothing but revolutions per minute, right? So therefore revolutions will be cancelled. The final unit I will get it as meter cube per minute. Again, where NW is equals to number of working strokes in a minute, and for single acting NW is equals to N, for double acting NW is equals to 2N. Okay, and clearance ratio just now I told it is clearance volume to the swept volume. Okay, and next one is the isothermal work. That the work done during isothermal process is called isothermal work. It is PV ln V1 by V2 or P2 by V1. This is the compression work. If it is a expansion work, this will become reciprocal V2 by V1 and P1 by P2. Maybe while we deriving we got V2 by V1 because there we assumed the process as expansion, whereas for compression that will be reverse V1 by V2. And once you know work done, if you multiply with the number of working strokes, then you will get the power. So isothermal power is equals to work done during isothermal process into number of working strokes in minute. To convert into second, we are dividing with 6 times. Therefore work done units are in Newton. Work done units are Newton meter, and this is per second. Newton meter is joule, joules per second is watt. If you want kilowatt, we can divide with the 1000. Okay, then after isothermal power, then we have indicated work or indicated power. So indicated work is nothing but work done during polytropic process. Polytropic process is according to the law PV power n is equals to constant, where n value lies between 1 and 1.4. If n value is equals to 1, that will become isothermal process. If n value equal to 1.4, that will become adiabatic process. So this n value polytropic index lies between 1 and 1.4. Okay, that value will be given in the problem. So this is the formula to calculate the indicated work or polytropic work. Okay, so n by n minus 1 PV into pressure ratio power n minus 1 by n minus 1, right? So where V1 is the volume. Okay, if there is no clearance, if there is no clearance, we will use V1. If clearance exists, then we need to consider effective swept volume. In place of V1, we should replace with V1 minus V4. Okay, then once you know indicated work, we can calculate indicated power by dividing with number of working strokes. Okay, and as we know, the pressure inside the air compressor is not uniform, it is fluctuating. So at the extreme conditions, because the piston is changing its direction, at the end points it will be 0, and it is increasing to the maximum, again minimum, like that. Means the air in contact with the, this is the velocity, increasing decreasing. Therefore the air in contact with the piston is also subjected to fluctuating velocities. Therefore the pressure is also fluctuating. So therefore we are calling it as mean effective pressure. It can be calculated by work done divided by swept volume. Okay, so the units are pressure units, newtons per meter square. Then we have isothermal efficiency. Isothermal efficiency is isothermal work by actual work. Isothermal work is work done during isothermal process. In actual work or indicated work is the polytropic work. So this is PVLN V1 by V2, we know PVLN V1 by V2, and indicated power work n by n minus 1 P1 V1 into pressure ratio power n minus 1 by n minus 1. So if clearance is 0, if clearance exists, it will be V1 minus V4 we need to consider. Okay, so that is the isothermal efficiency, very important formula, isothermal efficiency. Then mechanical efficiency. Mechanical efficiency is the output by input. Output is the indicated power, input is the brake power or shaft power. Okay, and once you know mechanical efficiency and isothermal efficiency, if you multiply isothermal efficiency with mechanical efficiency, then you will get the overall efficiency. Okay, isothermal into mechanical, right? So if you multiply, indicated power will be cancelled, therefore you will get isothermal power by brake power or shaft power. This is called overall efficiency of the compressor. Okay, and this is about the single stage. If it is two stage, right, so how to calculate the work done? Okay, now first we will see with intercooling. With intercooling, what is the meaning of intercooler? Intercooler is a device, it is used between the stages. N number of, if two stages are there, we will use one intercooler. If three stages are there, we require two intercoolers. Okay, like that. If intercooling is perfect, then we can say that the temperature of air leaving the intercooler is equal to inlet temperature. Then we can call it as 100% intercooling. For perfect intercooling, the condition is intermediate pressure is equals to P1 P2, where P1 is the suction pressure, P3 is the delivery pressure, P2 is the intermediate pressure. So the work done is equals to, so from this I can write P2 by P1 is equals to P3 by P2. P2 by P1 is equals to pressure ratio in first stage. P3 by P2 is equals to pressure ratio in second stage. I can say that when intercooling is perfect, the pressure ratio in each stage is same. Means if there is one more stage, then I can write P4 by P3. Okay, so that is the condition for perfect intercooling. Therefore, the work done will become N by N minus 1 P1 V1. First pressure ratio power N minus 1 by N plus second pressure ratio power N minus 1 by N minus 2. Okay, right. So that is the condition for perfect intercool. And minimum work, so minimum work we got it 2n by n minus 1 p1 v1 into final pressure to the initial pressure power n minus 1 by 2n minus 1. In generalized way, let us say this is for two stages. If n stages, x number of stages are there, therefore the minimum work is equals to xn by n minus 1 p1 v1 px plus 1 by p1 whole power n minus 1 by xn minus 1, right now. So this is the minimum work formula. Okay, these are the formulas required to solve the problems. Okay, can I go to the problems? Any doubts in formulas?
No, sir. No, sir.
Right. So I remembered we already solved 8 problems. More 2 to 3 problems are there. We will finish it today. Yeah, so till this problem, till 8th problem we completed. If you want, you can go through the video I already uploaded. Okay, today we will discuss 9th problem. Right, is it is readable, students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a
Yes,
two
sir.
Yes, sir.
two stage single acting, it is two stage acting, single acting. Because it's not given, it is single acting reciprocating air compressor takes air at the rate of 0.2 meter cube per second. The intake pressure and temperature, intake pressure is 0.1 megapascal and temperature is 16 degrees centigrade. I think it's not right, 16 degrees centigrade. The air is compressed to a final pressure of 0.7 megapascal. Okay, it is two stage, therefore delivery pressure will become P3. The intermediate pressure is ideal. Intermediate pressure is ideal means the intercooling is perfect. Intermediate pressure is ideal means intercooling is perfect. The compression index in both the stages is n value is equals to 1.25, and the compressor runs at 600 rpm. Neglecting the clearance volume, determine intermediate pressure, total volume of each cylinder, power required to drive the compressor, and rate of heat rejection. Right now, right. So this is the question. Okay, right. Now here, what is the data given? First write down. Okay, right. So the it takes the air into 0.2 meter cube per second. Okay, so the inlet volume 0.2 meter cube per second. The intake pressure is P1 is equals to 0.1 mega, means 10 power 6, 1 pascal is 1 newton per meter square, and T1 is equals to 16 degree centigrade. T1 is equals to 16 degree centigrade, plus to convert into SI unit it will be 273, so that will become 289 Kelvin. Okay, somebody unmuted. And it is compressed to a final pressure. Final pressure, it is two stage. It is two stage given. Two stage means final pressure will become P3. P3 is equals to 0.7 megapascal. Mega is 10 power 6. 1 pascal is 1 intermediate pressure. So the intermediate pressure is ideal, means P2 is equals to under root P1 P3. That is the condition. And intercooling is perfect. And the N value for both the stages 1.25, and the compressor runs at RPM 600 RPM, and considering VC is equals to 0, neglecting the clearance volume. So what is asking? Calculate intermediate pressure, right now. So intermediate pressure P2 is equals to under root P1 P3. Okay, open the calculators. P1 value 0.1 into P3 value 0.7. How much it will be? 0.07. Tell me out of the root.
0.26.
0.26 mega pascal. So that is equal to 0.26 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square. Okay, right. So this is 0.2 meter cube is V1, right now. Right. So let us assume two stages are there. Means this is the first stage and this is the second stage. First cylinder, second stage. Two stages means two cylinder, right? So let us say the total volume is V1. The total volume of second cylinder is V2. Okay, right. So here, as we know, V1 swept volume, total volume will be same, but we need to consider the units, right now. Right. So here VS1, what is VS1 swept volume? Pi by 4 into D square into L. So the units are meter cube per revolution, but here V1 units are meter cube per second, right now. How to balance the units? How to balance the units? What is the second one? Second bit is asking total volume of each cylinder is asking, means so VS1 and VS2 we can say swept volume of each cylinder. Okay, right. So I can write V1 is equals to VS1 into NW. Can I write? Divided by 60. So therefore VS1 is in meter cube per revolution and NW revolution per second. So therefore revolution will be cancelled, meter cube per second. Therefore I can write V1 is equals to VS1 into NW by 60, and V2 is equals to VS2 into NW by 60, where V1, V2 are the total volume of first and second cylinders, and VS1 is the swept volume of each cylinder. So V1 is given as 0.2 in the problem, is equals to VS1. VS1 is required into NW 600 divided by 60. Right. So from this one, tell me VS1. 0.2 by 10, right? It is 0.2 by 10. Agree? 6 it is
Yes, sir.
6 10 VS1, yeah, 0.02 meter cube per revolution. Agree, students? Any doubt
Meter
in?
per second.
No. See here, VS1 units are what?
Okay.
meter cube per revolution. Okay, V1 units are meter cube per second. Okay, now don't get confused. Okay, once you know Vs1, how to calculate Vs2 right now? So we know that equation of state P1 Vs1 is equals to P2 Vs2. Okay, so therefore Vs2 is equals to P1 Vs1 by P2. P1 value 0.1, Vs1 we got it as 0.02 divided by P2 value we calculated it is 0.26. How much it will be? Vs2 value. How much? 0.
So 7.69 into 10 power minus 3.
0.007. After 7, what is it? 769.
69.
Yeah, meter cube per revolution. Okay, so we got swept volume of second cylinder also. Now what is required? We got intermediate pressure and volume of each cylinder, then power required and rate of heat rejection. Okay, na? Right. So rate of heat rejection. Right, where heat will be rejected? Heat will be rejected in intercooler, right? If you see the diagram, first stage, second stage, and in between we have intercooler going like this. Okay, right. This is T1, T2, T3. Where heat is rejected? Heat is rejected in the intercooler, right now. So if you see T2 value will be more. Okay, right. So heat rejected in intercooler is equals to, so M into Cp of air into delta T. Okay, M into Cp into delta T means T2 minus T3. What is T2? Do you know T2 value? Do you know T2 value? We don't know, right? So we need to calculate. T2 by T1 is equals to P2 by P1 power n minus 1 by n. So therefore T2 is equals to T1 value how much?
289 Kelvin.
289 Kelvin. So 289 multiplied by P2 value is 0.7, not 7, 0.26 divided by 0.1 whole power n value is given as 1.25. 1.25 minus 1 is 0.25 divided by 1.25. Simplify this one and tell me T2 value. Simplify and tell me T2 value. How much?
So when we use intercooler, T1 and T3 should be equal, right?
Yeah, T1 is T1 and T3 will be same. T1 is equals to T3, no doubt. Perfect intercooling.
349.69.
349.69 Kelvin.
69.
Okay, right. So we got Cp value. Cp of air is given. Now, how to calculate the mass of air is required. Okay, so P1 V1 is equals to MRT1. Okay, so from this calculate mass of air, M is equals to P1 V1 by RT1. So P1 value is 0.1 into 10 power 6. V1 value is 0.2, 0.2 or 0.02. 0.2. P1 V1 divided by R value is 287 into T1 value is 289. So that you will get the mass in terms of kg. We will check the units. Calculate this. We will try units. P1 Newton per meter square. V1 is meter cube per second. Therefore, we will get kg per second by joules per kg Kelvin into Kelvin. Newton meter is joule. Kelvin will be joule. So we'll get with kg per second. So we'll get mass of air from this.
So 0.24.
0.24,
24.
right?
Yes, sir.
So once you know everything, then we can calculate heat rejected. Heat rejected is equals to 0.24 into Cp value. Cp of air is given 1.005. Check it. Yeah, 1.005. It is in kilojoules per kg Kelvin, but SI unit is only joule, so we'll multiply with 1000. So 1005 it will become joules per kg. MCP delta T. T2 value 349.69 minus T3 is nothing but T1 for perfect intercooling. That value is 289. Simplify, you will get heat rejected. So the units will balance kg per second into joules per kg Kelvin into Kelvin. Okay, so the Kelvin, kg. Therefore, heat rejected will be in terms of joules per second, nothing but it will be watts. Units of heats or watts. How much it will be?
14638.428.
1463
8.42.
42 means I can say 14.63 kilowatts. This is the heat rejected. Okay, na? Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Student? Yes. We'll go to
Yes,
next problem.
yes, sir.
Next problem. Yeah. One more thing here. If you see, one more is asking power required to drive the compressor. Power required to drive the compressor. Nothing but he is asking shaft to power. But the data is insufficient because if you see the formula, if you see the formula for shaft to power, right, we required mechanical efficiency, right? So if mechanical efficiency is given in the formula problem, shaft to power can be calculated. Indicated power anyhow we can calculate by using the formula. Okay, means I can say that here the data is insufficient because here in this one what is missing? The missing one is the mechanical efficiency. Mechanical efficiency is missing in the problem. If mechanical efficiency is given, then we can calculate shaft to power or power required to drive the compressor. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Right. Next problem. I think 9th completed. Right. Right. So go through the problem. A single acting reciprocating air compressor. Single acting reciprocating air compressor. So single acting means number of working strokes equals to N. Agree?
and yes,
Right.
and
Has swept volume is given 2000 centimeter cube and runs at 800 rpm. It operates with pressure ratio P2 by P1. Okay, so pressure ratio means delivery pressure to the suction pressure, right? So it is P2 by P1 is given as 8 and clearance is 5% of the swept volume and inlet pressure and temperatures are given in 15 degrees centigrade. N value for both compression. Okay, so indicated power, volumetric efficiency, mass flow rate, free air delivered, isothermal efficiency, actual power required. Like earlier problem, power required to drive the compressor. This data is missing. If mechanical efficiency, we know that mechanical efficiency is there, then we can calculate power required. Right now, shaft power. What will be here? Here, what can I write? Numerator?
indicated
Indicated power.
Indicated power. Very good. indicated power to the shaft power. Indicated power is nothing but, what is meant by indicated power?
Polytropic.
The work done during polytropic process. Okay, that is normal formula. Okay, right now. So it is single acting. How many number of stages he mentioned? Did he mention number of
Single
stages?
stage.
Single stage, let us say,
No,
right?
sir.
Na? Right. So now swept volume is given. Okay, swept volume Vs is equals to 2000 centimeter cube and runs at 800 rpm. Pressure ratio, that is delivery pressure to the suction pressure, is 8. Clearance volume is equals to 5% of swept volume. Means I can say Vc by Vs. Vc by Vs is called what? Clearance ratio, that
K.
is nothing but K. Very good. And inlet pressure P1 is equals to 1.013. 1 bar is 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal, and 1 Pascal is 1 Newton per meter square. And temperature T1 is equals to 15 degrees centigrade plus 273. So that is equals to 288 Kelvin. And N value for both compression and expansion. Compression and expansion. When expansion will come into picture? When there is clearance, then only expansion will come into picture. Remember, right now, because he has given clearance volume in terms of swept volume, means there is a gap between the piston and cylinder. Due to that, the air present inside the air compressor will expand after discharge. Okay, right. N is equals to 1.25. Calculate indicated power. Right now, right now, how to solve this problem? Can you try? Indicated power. So before calculating indicated power, we can calculate volumetric efficiency easily, because K is given 1 plus K minus K into pressure ratio is also given, whole power 1 by N. Okay. Tell me volumetric efficiency. How much?
Zero point 0.786.
Means 78.6%. Agree? 78.6%. Okay, and we know that volumetric efficiency, the other way is free air delivered to the swept volume. Can I write? Free air delivered to the
Yes.
swept volume, right? So from this I can calculate free air delivered also. Free air delivered is equals to volumetric efficiency into swept volume. Volumetric efficiency we got 0.786, and swept volume is given 2,000, 200. Let me see. Sir, 2000 centimeter cube. So by using that we can calculate free air delivered also. Okay, right. Now next bit will be indicated power, right now. So what is, how to calculate indicated power? Tell me the formula. Indicated power is nothing but, first we will calculate indicated work. Indicated work is the polytropic work, N by N minus 1 P1 V1 into P2 by P1 whole power N minus 1 by N minus 1, right? Here problem is P1 is there, but V1 is not there. V1 is not there, right now? Right. Actually, this Vs is the centimeter cube per revolution. Always swept volume is per revolution, right? So we can solve this problem. We know Vs, we know N value. Can we calculate V1? So V1 is equals to Vs1 into Nw. Can I write?
Yes, sir.
This is meter cube per revolution, and this is a revolution Nw in terms of revolutions per second. Revolution per second. So therefore I will get in terms of meter cube per second. Therefore what we will do, P2 by P1 is known, P1 is also known. So V1 is equals to 2000, but I don't want centimeter cube in SI unit. Centimeter is 10 power minus 2 minus 6 meter cube per revolution into, it is single acting, Nw is equals to N 800 by 60. Agree? Why I multiplied with 10 power minus 6? Can anyone tell me?
We wanted
To convert into meter cubes.
meter cube, because the SI unit for volume is meter cube. Okay, right. So from this you will get the V1. So once you know V1, then is it is okay to calculate this formula, because n value is known, P1 is known, V1 we calculate just now, P2 by P1 value is given, pressure ratio 8 and n minus 1 by n value and n, right? So from this we can calculate indicated work. Once you know indicated work, we can calculate indicated power. So indicated power is equals to work done during polytropic process into NW as usual. Okay, so from that we can calculate indicated power. Clear or not?
Sir, but there is some clearance also.
Clearance is there, right, very good, means yes, clearance is there. Therefore what we will do, V1 minus V4 value is not there. Okay, what we will do, work done formula I can write in this fashion: n by n minus 1 mr T2 minus T1. Agree? Basic formula, fundamental. This is also
sir.
work done during, from this formula only we resolve this one, yes or no? After simplification we got this one, right? So at that time I can use directly this formula, n by n minus 1 mr into T2 minus T1. Then here the unknown is T2 value and m value, right? So T2 value we can calculate, yes, because here clearance is not there, I can use this formula. If clearance is there, V1 is equals to V1 minus V4, but I don't know V4 value. Therefore what I am doing, I am changing the formula to the n by n minus 1 basic formula. So in that T2 value can be calculated, T2 by T1 is equals to P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n. From this T2 can be calculated, and one more value, m value is required. So how to calculate m value? P1 V1 is equals to mRT1. So from this m is equals to P1 V1 by RT1. All the data is there. P1 is there, V1 is there, R value is given, T1 is there, right? So from this you will get m value. Once you know m value, T2 value, it is difficult to calculate work done by using this formula? All of you please concentrate. It is okay? Now only unknowns are T2 and m. T2 can be calculated like this, m can be calculated like this. T1 V1 and this is T2 by T11. So by using these two we can calculate m and T2. Once you know m and T2, nothing is there, just simply substitution. Work done.
Yes.
Anyone? Yeah, after getting work done, then multiply with number of working strokes, then you will get the power.
So what we should take the value of R?
R value is 287. 287 joules per kg Kelvin. 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin R, but it is in SI unit joules is equal. R is equals to 0.287. It is kilojoules per kg Kelvin. But I want SI unit as 287 joules per kg Kelvin. Okay. You can simplify later. It is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
next what is asking? Indicated power is over volumetric efficiency. Indirectly we calculated mass flow rate. Agree? Indirectly we calculated mass flow rate by using P1 V1 is equals to mRT1. Agree? Mass flow
Yes,
rate
sir.
is m. Next free air delivered calculated by using volumetric efficiency formula. Then isothermal efficiency. Isothermal efficiency how to calculate? How to calculate isothermal efficiency? Isothermal work by or isothermal power by indicated power. Indicated power. So just now we calculated indicated power. Then isothermal power can be calculated as isothermal power is equals to work done during isothermal process. P1 V1 into ln V1 by V2 into NW. Work done into number of working strokes. Right? So P1 is there, V1 is there, all the data is there. Okay. V2 is there or not? V2.
No.
No, right? Now V2 is not there, n value is there, n is 1.25 right now. So we can do like this. So P1 V1 power 1.25 is equals to P2 V2 power 1.25. Okay, right. So in this one, we know pressure ratio P2 by P1 value is there, P1 value is there. By using these two, we can calculate P2 also. Okay, right. So therefore, we can calculate V2. Once you know P1, P2, V1, V2 can be calculated. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now isothermal power is there. Indicated power already calculated. Therefore, isothermal efficiency can be calculated. And one more bit. After calculating isothermal power, actual power required to dry the compressor if mechanical efficiency is 85%. So just now we know discussed mechanical efficiency is equals to indicated power by shaft power. We required shaft power right now. Mechanical efficiency is given. Indicated power is nothing but work done during polytropic process. We already calculated. So the unknown value, the shaft power can be calculated by using this formula. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. One more last problem is there. Let me complete. Yes. P2 by P1. Why you took P3 by P4? You didn't specify stages, right? Okay, not required because he specified only single acting, but he didn't talk about the stages. We are assuming it is single stage only, but I don't think no use with P3 by P4. The same thing only. Okay, right. Next problem, 11th problem. Right. Is it readable?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Second. Right. An air compressor takes air in at 1 bar, 20 degrees centigrade. Compressor compresses according to the law PV power 1.2 is equals to constant, N value 1.2. It is then delivered to the receiver at a pressure of 10 bar. Right now, so suction pressure is given, delivery pressure is given, suction temperature is also given, and R value is given. Determine the temperature at the end of the compression, work done, and heat transfer during compression per air. I think you can solve this problem. Please try now only. Please try now only. Very simple problem. I'll write the data given. What is required, you can calculate. So in suction pressure, it is single stage, single acting. P1 is 1 bar. 1 bar is equals to 1 into 10 power 5 Pascal. So that is equals to 1 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. And suction temperature T1 is equals to 20 degrees centigrade plus 273. It will become 293 Kelvin. See, if you try, then only you will get. Otherwise, how many problems you will listen, it will be like that only. You need to practice the problems. Okay. And according to the law, PV power 1.2, N is equals to 1.2, and delivery pressure P2 is equals to 10 bar. It is 10 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. And R value, gas constant, is 0.287 joules per kg Kelvin. Determine temperature at the end of the compression. What is the notation? What is
T2 by T1 equal to
very
T2
good?
by P1.
T2 by T1 is asking T2 value. So T2 by T1 is equals to P2 by P1 whole power N minus 1 by N. So from this we can calculate T2 is equals to T1 into P2 by P1 whole power N minus 1 by N. How much?
Four
430, sir.
30.06.
430.
Yes, sir.
Right.
0.06.
Okay, it's okay. 430 approximately kelvins, right? Next he is asking work done. What is the formula for work done? N by n minus 1 P1 V1 into pressure ratio power n minus 1 by n minus 1. Right now, so V1 is not there. V1 is not there. Okay, what can I do? So this formula can be rewritten as, because volume is not there, n by n minus 1 P1 V1 can be written as MR T1, because R is there, T1 is there. Mass can be calculated into mass is how to calculate mass per kg of air is asking. Look here,
Per kg.
per kg means M will become 1 kg. Okay, mass. Okay, RT1 into P2 by P1 whole power n minus 1 by n minus 1. Okay, so that is equals to n value 1.2 by 0.2 into R value 287 into T1 value is 293 into pressure ratio, it is 10 power 0.2 divided by 1.2 minus 1. So you'll get the work done joules per kg, because he is asking per kg. Do it. How much? First simplify this one, then multiply with this one. 10 power 0.2 by 1.2 minus 1. First you simplify, then you multiply with the remaining values.
.6 kilojoules.
38.6 joules per kg. Right now, 38.6 joules per kg. It is per kg. The work done per kg.
Sir,
Okay.
it's kilojoules per kg, sir.
Kilojoules you got it.
Yes, sir.
Why you took 0.287 or 287?
No, sir. Total I got 3868.
Okay, into 10 power 3.
3868.
I'll write into 10 power 3. Okay, now, right? Means 38.6 kilojoules per kg according to you. Okay, right. Is it is okay value for others? Students?
So looks
No,
okay,
sir.
sir.
It's 193 into 10 power 3.
183 into 10 power 3.
193.
193 into 10 power 3. Okay, check it which is correct. Okay, it's okay. Right. Next, what is asking after work done? Heat transfer during the compression. Heat transfer is asking. Heat transferred during the compression. Heat transferred, not rejected. Heat transferred during the compression. So due to the compression, what will happen? The temperature of air will be raised. Right now, that one he is asking. Okay, so we know that from first law of thermodynamics, Q minus W. Q minus W is equals to du. Remember, dou Q minus dou W equal du.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. What is du? It is internal energy. Internal energy is the constant volume process, right? It is CV into T2 minus T1. So Q is equals to W plus DU. W value you got it. Okay, it may be 193 or whatever it may be, you check it. So DU plus CV value. How to get CV value? Is CV value is given?
No.
No, CV value is not there, right? Na? Right. So CV value we can remember 0.7, or else we can do one thing. CP value 1.005, R value 0.287. We know that CP minus CV is equals to R. Agree? From this CV is equals
Yes,
to CP minus R. You can calculate like this. This minus this, you will get the CV value. I think 0.7 something, 0.73 something into T2 minus T1. T2 value also you calculated. First bit that one only. 430 minus T1 value 287. So 293. 293. So this is the work done and this is the change in internal energy. So Q heat transfer during the compression is equals to work done plus change in internal energy. So that is, this is the formula. With this our first unit problems are completed. Okay. Any doubt in this class?